morning, everyone. It is so great to hear that wonderful greeting, especially on a special day like today. Today it's absolutely freezing out. It's frigid out there. It was 2 degrees at my house this morning, but it's nice and warm and toasty in here because we have our whole school family together to celebrate a very, very special day. And that is the 20th birthday of the HOD School. Now, many of you probably didn't know that school buildings celebrate birthdays. But you know, this isn't just any old ordinary school building. This is our school. This is the HOD School. So it's a very special place, and it deserves to have a very special birthday. It's nice to see so much red here today. I know everyone tried to wear a little bit of a splash of red today. And that red is because one of the symbols of our school is the cardinal. And the male cardinal is red. And we see the cardinal around here a lot. We see it around our school. We see many of them in the Green Bay Forest. There's a bird feeder out front where many of the cardinals feed. And we have a few cardinals up here on our display today. Here's a little cardinal on a little pine tree that Mrs. Mecklenburg gave me for Christmas. And here's another little one that someone carved for us. So if you're looking around the school for the cardinals, because it's a very special bird around here. And we have it someplace else too that everybody that comes to our school sees. Does anyone know where that is? Where do we see a cardinal? Do you know? Exactly. At the sign at the entrance of our school is a cardinal. And the reason we have a cardinal on that sign is because that was the very favorite bird of Miss H.O. Day that our school is named after. And none of you knew Miss H.O. Day, but our school was named after her because of many things she did for the children in Norfolk. And so 20 years ago, they named our school after her. And she was, I know we've talked about this before, she was a great lover of nature, loved to feed the birds, loved to go down to Stony Brook. And the cardinal was her very favorite bird. So that's why we all decided to wear some red today, in honor of Miss Day in our school. You know, I think that this is a good time probably for us to sing our school song. I know that our first and second graders learned it when they were in kindergarten actually. And we sang it at the memory show, and our kindergartners have been learning it so far this year. So I thought that we would ask 2 special people to lead us in our school song, 2 people that were here at the beginning of the HOD School. That's Mrs. Olivieri and Mrs. O'Shea.
Second grade, really strong. You've been singing it for 3 years now.
years ago that we first moved into the HOD School. Because before that, everyone was over at what was then the Freeman Centennial School, the older school. Now we have the Freeman Kennedy over there, but at that time it was the Freeman Centennial School. And we moved over, it was weather just like this, as many of us who moved over here remember. We had about 21 inches of snow on the ground. It was as cold as this, in fact it was a little colder. And those of us who did all the moving remember that very, very well. A few people here still remember that move because we still have some people here at HOD that were here from the very beginning. And those people are Mrs. O'Shea and Mrs. Oliveri, that just led us in the song. Mrs. Mackenzie, in second grade, she was here. Mrs. Hurley, our school nurse. Mrs. McKinnon, one of our secretaries, she was here. We did a lot of work setting up the office. And we have some very, very special guests today who are also here at the very beginning. So will you people please stand up? Good friends from 20 years ago and still good friends. And we have Mrs. Godfrey, Mrs. Lucia Godfrey. And we have Mrs. Bloom, who was a first grade teacher. And we have Mrs. Goldstein, who is our school adjustment counselor. And we have Mrs. Charles Jesse, who is our speech and language pathologist. I'm so happy that they could make it back to celebrate with us today. They're the people that did all the unloading, all the lugging, along with the people that I named that are still here, in all that cold weather. Oh, wait,
Julie, yeah.
Miss Jane and Mrs. Whitehead were here as well. Stand up, please. Okay, stand up and take a bow now that I feel badly that we left you out. Yes. Okay. That's right, preschool was, we started the preschool over at the Freeman School and they moved over here with us. Okay, so our first second grade students actually would now be like 27 years old because they were like 7 years old when they were in second grade and started here in January of 1994. And they have, they've graduated from high school, many of them from college, they have their careers, and they probably even have children of their own. So that was 20 years ago they were our second graders here. Our school also looked different then, because the whole wing, actually where Miss G and Mrs. Whitehead are, and the art room and the resource room, and 3 of our second grade rooms, that was where the playground was. And then we built on those rooms a couple of years after we opened. So the school looked different then. And now we have a brand new playground, and the playground looks wonderful, and that's sort of like our 20th birthday gift from the whole town of Norfolk. So that's great. Now we have Mrs. Mecklenburg, who's the assistant principal. Mrs. Godfrey was when we first moved in, and Mrs. Mecklenburg has lived in town for a long time, so she wants to say a few words. Hello.
So I know in the classroom you have been thinking about reasons that you'd like to come to HL today. And I wanted to tell you my story about coming to HL today. Is that okay? So a long time ago, I used to drive right down the street past this school. And I looked at that school and I thought to myself, every morning I thought, what a cute little school. I love that school. And every day on the way home, I said to myself, oh my gosh, what a cute little school. I love that school. And Mr. Mecklenburg and I were saving our pennies because someday we wanted to buy a house of our own. And one day we thought we had enough pennies to buy a house of our own. And I said to Mr. Mecklenburg, where do you think we should live? And guess what I said? I know this town with this cute little school, and that's where I want to live. And so we bought a house in Norfolk, and we grew up in Norfolk. And guess what school my kids went to? HL Day School. Amelia came here, and then Eliza came here. And then one day I saw in the newspaper that the HOD School needed an assistant principal, and guess what I thought to myself? Maybe it's my turn to finally come to HOD School too. And here I am. And so I'm so glad to be here on this 20th birthday and to be part of this birthday celebration, and most important, to be part of this HOD School. And I think some second graders have to meet me.
Really enjoyed walking around the school over the past few days and reading all of your 20 reasons outside of your classrooms for why you love the HOD School. Mrs. Mecklenburg just gave us a few of those reasons, and then Mrs. Ledger walked around and she collected the top 20 reasons to love the HOD School. So we thank her for doing that, and we know that we have some readers from second grade who are going to share their thoughts with us, what was collected from all around the school. So listen carefully and see if your reason for loving the HOD School or your class's reason is among the 20 that they read. Okay, who's going to start us off? Okay, honey, come right up.
Thanks.
We had an awesome new player.
Reason to love the HOD School.
We get to eat family school lunches.
Okay, what's the third reason?
We have discussions like music, art, physical education, learning, and technology. We sing songs. Our teachers are really funny and fun. We are always learning new things, like math, reading, and science. Our classrooms are clean and beautiful. Our library is full of wonderful books to read. You make new friends at HOD. We celebrate with our school family. You can learn and play with your friends. We play fun racket games. We go on really fun field trips to the zoo, aquarium, and science museum. We love to celebrate all of our school traditions, like President's Day and Be Across America. We do fun projects. We get to read stories in Writer's Workshop.
Guys, sit flat.
We have the best team spirit because we always have spirit days with Boston sports teams. We get to use laptops and iPads in our classroom. We have the nicest principal, Mrs. Bachelor, and next principal, Mrs. Messing.
What a nice reason.
HOD is the best school in the whole world.
Thank you very, very much, second graders, for reading those. And thank you to everyone who in your classrooms created those 20 reasons, because that was a collection. That was the latest and greatest that Mrs. Ledger collected from all around the school. So thank you for that. But we all know that it's not the building that makes our school. It's not the doors and the windows and the nice walls that we have here. It's really the people inside it. It's our school family that makes our HOD such a special place to be and such a great reason for us to celebrate today. Without you, that means all of you, all of our students, all of our teachers, our assistants, our counselors, our nurses, our custodians, our cafeteria workers, people who work in the SAP program. Without everyone who contributes to HOD here, we would just be a collection of bricks and tiles and ceiling joists. So it's you that make our school the wonderful place that it is. So we can't have a true birthday party without singing happy birthday. So we are going to sing happy birthday. So we'll sing happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday, dear HOD. Happy birthday to us. Mrs. Godfrey, would you lead us? Good morning, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. Okay, let's start. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday, dear HOD. Happy birthday to us. Thank you. I knew Mrs. Godfrey would do it because she was always the best sport and was willing to do anything that was ever asked of her. So thank you, Mrs. Godfrey. And also, that reminds me, because when we first moved to HOD, we needed lots and lots and lots and lots of boxes. And Mrs. Godfrey was one of the people, she and I would scour all the grocery stores within about a 25-mile radius to collect all the banana boxes, because the banana boxes are the strongest boxes, because they need to be shipped a long distance and they need lots of protection because they lose so easily. So we collected all those boxes because after we built the new school, we didn't have any money to buy any new boxes. So I always remember, every time I think of Mrs. Godfrey, I think of we called ourselves the Banana Brigade because we collected all those boxes. So thank you, Mrs. Godfrey. So as we end our celebration, before you go back to your classrooms, and I know that at some point during the day you're going to have a delicious treat with all these cupcakes, I just want to say thank you to several different people that made today's celebration possible. Thank you to Mrs. Hurley, who created this huge decorative cupcake right here. It looks good enough to eat. You can't eat it. It's only for decoration. And to Mrs. Haley, who actually created a real cupcake, a cupcake right here, that actually is good enough to eat. That's because it's a real cake. So that's for all the people who don't have classrooms to share cupcakes, you can all have a piece of cake too. Thanks to Mr. Riley for creating our bulletin board out front that shows everybody that we're celebrating our 20th birthday and how proud we are of that. Thanks to Mr. Gleason for setting everything up for us here this morning, as always. Thanks to Mrs. Ledger for collecting the top 20 reasons. Thank you to Mr. Corsini from Cable TV, who is filming all of this, so that you can watch it with your moms and dads and family members. And thank you to Mr. Peasy, Mr. Peasy, for taking, right there, for taking photos for us, so that we have nice memories of today. And to Ms. Levinston, who is taking them from TPA for us today, so that they'll be in our yearbook. So thank you to everyone, thanks to everyone in the classes who created the crowns and contributed to our celebration. So this is only the beginning of our celebration. We can continue it on for the rest of the year because this is our 20th year. So we can continue on for the rest of the year. And the best way that we can celebrate our 20th birthday is by being the best people that we can be, by carrying on our traditions of caring and sharing and learning and growing together, and showing that celebration every single day here at the HOD School. So thank you for coming. Let's hope that the next 20 years are as great as today.
I think she forgot somebody. Who else should we say thank you to?
Mrs. Bell.
Who takes such good care of us and loves it to be with her whole heart?
So we'll continue on our traditions for the next 20 years, and as Buzz Lightyear would say, to infinity and beyond. So have a great rest of the day. And as we leave, let's continue singing our happy birthday song. So here, Mrs. Godby, you have to lead us in happy birthday again. We go back to your classroom.
Boys and girls, before I end, I just want to say one thing.
Boys and girls, sit
Boys
down
and
and be
girls.
quiet. Listen to Mrs. Godfrey, please.
I do need to thank Mrs. Balfour. She has always, from the day one, created a school family atmosphere at this building. And it cannot be repeated anywhere else. She is a very, very special leader. And I thank her greatly for letting us know about the celebration. But I thank her even more for everything that she has done and everything that she is, because she is the one that has created this community atmosphere, this family atmosphere, that you will always remember in your hearts, and I know you'll always remember in your mind. So again, I do want to thank Mrs. Balfour for more than 20 years, but a good solid 20 years, and I'm sure many more to follow, for all that she has really done for you.